Welcome to the video tutorial for Grimoire Shuffle. I'm Brad Talton, the game's creator, and I'm here to teach you how to play.
So here's the materials in the box. We have a stack of book cards, a stack of library cards, 16 badges, 2 leader badges, and 4 special room cards. To set up the game changes depending on whether we're playing with 4 or 6 players. The players will divide into 2 teams. We'll go ahead and set up for 6 players this game. So the players should seat themselves alternating their seating so that there are opposite team members on each side of each player. Then we will set up the library, which consists of these cards placed in no particular order in the center. Library is 4 wide and 5 deep. So alright. So we have our initial setup. We'll randomly choose somebody to be the blue team leader, and then we'll give the red team leader to the player to his left or right randomly. Alright. And then lastly, shuffle the Grimoire card deck, and we place our team pawns on the respective team sides. So red team is going to start on this side over here, and they're going to be heading this way. So we'll go ahead and turn all their badges to show which direction they're going. Blue team we will put over on this side, blue, green, and brown, and they are all heading this direction, so we'll turn them this way. You can use your badge to keep track of which direction you're trying to head in the relay race. So, the objective of the game is to deliver a set number of books to the opposite sides of the library. So the game is in essence a sort of relay race between 2 teams. Now, at the start of the game, each team will get a number of books from the deck equal to the number of players on their team plus 1. So we'll give 4 to each team leader. A book card consists of a sequence of moves and a leader power. I'm going to explain the leader powers at the end. For now, we can just ignore them and use the movement powers. So, the team lead, the player who is currently team leader, takes a look at their hand of books and chooses 1 to give to each one of their teammates, 1 to give to the opposing team leader, and 1 to give to their own leader badge. This card is going to be discarded at the end. The other ones will detail what moves each teammate is allowed to make on their turns. Blue team does the same thing, giving a book to each of his teammates, 1 to his own leader badge, and 1 to the opposing team leader. So if you're the current lead, you'll be choosing what your opponent's lead can do for the turn. Now, starting with the player to the left of the leftmost leader, we will reveal our books and execute them one by one. So, for example, blue is going first here, and she says, move any apprentice up to 2 spaces. There'd be any pawn. Starting on the edge, you can move 2 spaces in. So we'll move anybody we'll choose to move ourselves, and we'll go 1, 2 in. Then switch the position of your current room with one of the adjacent rooms to it. So we'll pick up one of these and switch. Moving around. Blue says, rotate a room. And this is green. So we're going to rotate a room. Let's rotate this one. Anything's fine. Move yourself any number of spaces in a straight line. So we'll choose a start and we'll move to here. All these edges are connected, so I can move on from any edge of the board. Then move myself any number of spaces in a straight line again. I'm sort of blocked in by these walls here. As you see, a wall on either card prevents my movement. So I will choose to move 0 spaces. If a move's available, you have to take it, but any number can also be 0. We would go around like so, activating each card in turn. Afterwards, the 2 cards that were sent to the leaders go away. All the cards are collected back to their owners. And each team gets 1 new card to replace those that were taken out. Then the leadership badges leapfrog over. So this one goes to here. And we'll play another turn. This badge on the right will hop next turn. So each player will be the leader 2 turns in succession before they have to pass their leadership role. Now, when a player, let's say if green here, is able to move off the edge of the board, when he does this, he sets his book aside as a trophy and draws a new one that'll be sent back to his leader at the end of the turn. In order to win the game, a team needs a number of trophies equal to the current number of players in the game. So 4 in a 4-player game, or 6 in this 6-player game. Any player can turn in a trophy, so it doesn't matter who gets to the other end as long as you collect a certain number. Most of your moves won't be used to move yourself, they'll be used to move your allies around or to hinder your opponents, making the path easier. So a big aspect of the game will focus on teamwork. The last thing that I will tell you about is the last part of the game is the leader abilities. These are an optional rule that you can use to make the game more exciting. As I mentioned earlier in the distribution step of each turn, you'll set a card face down in your leader. Each card, if you'll notice, has a leadership ability down here on the bottom. At the beginning of a round, if you are playing with leader abilities in your game, you can flip over the cards on the leaders before anybody takes a turn and read off both of their abilities. These abilities will be active and will affect all players throughout the entire turn. Adding leader abilities to the game adds a more strategic element that will increase the replay value of Grimoire Shuffle.
Thanks for taking the time to watch the video tutorial for Grimoire Shuffle. I hope you enjoy the game. Happy gaming!